Hello everyone and welcome back to the Astrologian Job Quest grind. We still had one to go at level 50, which I think I must have forgotten about it. I haven't played Astro in a week, I guess? And I totally forgot that we actually had another level 50 quest. I imagine it's going to be a pretty short one though, so don't be surprised if this episode isn't all that long. Now, a few people were asking me last time, and I kind of understand because, glamour is the truest of endgames. What my chess piece is at the moment, it's the Wild Rose Cuirass. And if you've never heard that said out loud properly, it is Cuirass, not cuirass. So, Cuirass. You can all have a laugh about that. And it's a veteran reward for, I think it's 840 days. And it's based on the set worn by Furion, I believe, from Final Fantasy II. It is Furion, isn't it? Anyway, we're at level 50 now. We've got lots of goodies. We've got our El Cheapo Mithrite Star Globe. And we're going to see what Jean Equinard has done for us. Now, for those of you who don't remember, and I'm sure you do, we've just literally blackmailed Jean Equinard's uncle, Forlemore, into stopping harassing us. Because he was trying to have us killed, to be fair. And that's straight up bullshit. But it turns out the Charlanes are actually antagonists in all of this as well. So eager is Jean Equinard to talk to you. It is almost as if there were a giant exclamation point hovering over his head. Oh yeah, I faked a laugh about that at the end of last episode. Now that my fine uncle has so graciously agreed to discontinue his meddling in our affairs, I believe we may find our peers and colleagues more receptive to our proposals. Perhaps I shall begin with another trip to the vault to inquire about them reconsidering my petition, I should say, to grant Lady Leviva the opportunity to speak with the Conclave. We all have our strengths, Jean Equinard, and none will deny yours is convincing seemingly sane people to do your bidding. Ethys here is a testament to that. I will look forward to hearing of your progress. As for myself, there are still some questions I need answered. The first being, how exactly did Forlemore come into contact with the Charlane assassins? Oh, he's right downstairs. You can go ask him yourself. Quimperain, attend me. I wish to visit Foundation and learn if there have been any sightings of suspicious foreigners. Why don't you just ask Forlemore? Whatever. Might I suggest that Ethys do the same here at the Observatorium? Perhaps a second call on our new ally will help mine uncle recall aught he might have pretermitted in the heat of the previous moment. That's not a word you see all that often, pretermitted. Fancy pants Jeanne with his fancy pants English that makes Ethys double take. Alright, well, looks like we are going to beat Forlemore's head in. Hey, buddy.
Seven hells, I rue the day I ever see another Charlane. Please, I've done all you asked. What more do you want from me, blood? Or are you simply here to boast? Or mayhap you wish to know how the Charlanes came to be involved in my scheme? I thought as much. If it was so important, why didn't your Lady Leviva ask me earlier? Her head is so far in the stars she fails to see what unfolds around her on the ground. The truth is, it was never my scheme in the first place. It was the Charlanes. They came to me, not long after Professor Mason's ship was diverted to Thanalan. Yes, I said diverted. The pirates in the Strait of Myrtle, the magically manipulated storms off the Rotano, all were staged to prevent your friends from ever arriving. But when they did, the Charlanes were forced to change their plans. They required help hiring local hands discreetly, something they could not do as foreigners. I agreed to lend them my aid because I felt we both stood to benefit from the disappearance of my nephew and that Frau Chit.
Oh, charming Forlemore. Ever charming. You got a stupid hat, you know that? Anyone ever tell you your hat is stupid? No one would ever glamour that hat for any reason. Silly old man. Was the other one up here? Or am I about to jump down only to find that I'm going to have to run all the way back up? Oh, here we go. YOLO! Oh, hello, Edmil. The Chief Astrologian? There is rarely a day when he isn't meeting with visitors from across the realm and beyond. Why, this past moon, he has been entertaining guests with very distinct markings on their faces. I asked Lord Fallimore whence they hailed, and he only answered, the north. Ooh. Alright. And back to Jeanne. I'll see you guys in a minute. The Charlene came to him. That could only mean then that mine uncle was only a pawn in a much larger game. A game that began long before we ever became involved. Think back, Ethys, the bandits in the Black Shroud, and those pirates you described that attacked you in Limsa Laminsa. They all had strange facial markings, as did our false astrologian. It is not much, but perhaps Lady Leviva will be able to make more sense out of it all. Despite the time we have spent together, I have this feeling that she has yet to be completely honest with us. Ah, but look at me. A beloved uncle tries to have me killed, and the next day I begin doubting everyone. What a sad, sad state of affairs. Perhaps to clear my head I should call on that fine young Viscountess visiting House Haylenard from her family's stead in the Eastern Highlands. This information on Fallimore's associates should be relayed to Lady Leviva immediately. Would you be so kind? I seem to recall them saying they'd be questioning Highborn in the Pillars. Jeanne Equinard is definitely not beyond suspicion yet. IMHO. Oh, hello, Quimmy. Hello, Quimmy. My lord, were you able to learn anything of import at the observatorium? Quimi's accent is slightly different every time, isn't it? Lord Fallimore was not the one to hide the Charlanes. Lady Leviva will want to know. Lady Leviva? Lady Leviva! She was right here. Gasp! We must find her. I would not think any harm could come to her here in the center of the Holy See, but then again, that is what we believed back at Camp Dragon Head. I shall search the Hoplon. Might I ask you to search in the opposite direction near the last vigil? I suppose we can do that? You, my friend, are getting less and less subtle every time I see you. Good lord. Alright, let's get this over with. God, you think you're some kind of fucking Inspector Clouseau, don't you? I'm sorry, I think you've mistaken me for someone else. You really... fucking... That fucking Duskwhite, I swear. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I saw our friend just over there watching you. Ethys, when you were speaking with Quimperane, someone approached me from behind and placed a dagger to my back. I had no choice but to be led silently away. Luckily, my assailant let down his guard when we arrived in the shadows, and I was able to deliver him a swift kick to the groin. I've been running ever since. So Fallimore wasn't the architect of this scheme to drag me back to Charlene after all. I had my suspicions. I was a fool to believe they would simply let me leave. Do you recall when I mentioned there were people in the old world intent on hoarding our nation's knowledge? Well, it appears that my efforts to train you and Jeanne Equinard have attracted their ire. Ethys, allow me to apologize. I have not been wholly frank with you about my reason for visiting Eorzea. The truth is, I came here because of my father. My father dreamed of rekindling the Holy See's interest in Charlene astrology, believing that it would be of great benefit to the embattled people of Ishgard. He came here several moons before I was born, intending to remain for only a season. However, he never made the return journey. His dream was left unrealized, and his newborn daughter left without a father. Never once did I meet him. Every night when I look to the stars, I know that those are the same skies he too gazed upon, the same skies he used as his strength and guide. It was only natural that I follow in his footsteps, in spite of the objections from my mother, who did not wish to see her only daughter lost as well. And here I am in Eorzea, almost 2 decades later, pursuing a dream my father never lived to realize, a dream that has become my own. And now someone is trying to stop me. Well, let them try, I say. Just let them try. My lady, they're trying! A maiden of your beauty should not wander off without an escort. Monsters hide even in the shadows of the pillars. Yeah, monsters like you, Jeanne. Maiden? Flattery will earn you nothing, Jeanne Equinard, but I will accept it nonetheless. Tell me, what did the vault say to our proposal? They accepted it. We have been given official permission by the Holy See to conduct a symposium on the wonders of Charlayan astrology, with you as our guest speaker. Now come, we must hurry back to the Athenaeum and begin preparations. More than 15 summers to make this ready for a moment, and now I only have a matter of days. What do you think, Quimmy?
I shall escort the lady back to the Athenaeum and hold her hand if I must. To ensure she doesn't wander off again, of course.
And what about you? I've never seen Jeanne Equinard that enthusiastic about, well, anything. Suppose we'd best hurry back to the Athenaeum before his passion cools and he finds a warm bed in which to reheat it. Ethys, this has been a most beguiling past few moons. I must say, I truly did not expect the turns my fate has taken. I suppose that speaks much to my capacity as a reader of the heavens. I'm not blind to what goes on in Foundation, so I will not claim that my life is in any way difficult. That does not mean I do not have my share of troubles, however trivial they may be. Being second in line to a countship is not all whores and rainbows. My father only cares about my older brother, just like the rest of my family. They expect great things from him. From me, they expect nothing. For a long time I tried to prove that I could be as great as my brother. It is why I went to Charlayan. It is why I've tried to do things I had no business even trying. Then, once I realized no one was looking, I simply stopped caring. My actions became more and more outlandish, because at the end of the day, that is what everyone expected. But then you two walked through that door and helped me realize that maybe life is more than the coffin that has been fitted for me. Maybe the fate I believed was mine was not mine at all. And for helping me see that, Ethys, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm not sure whether I believe that's sincere. Well, that's it for level 50. I did suspect it was going to be a short one, but I think it was quite a titillating one, either way. We both found out that, that both Jeanne and Lviva have daddy issues, so I'm sure we can work out some way to manipulate that to our advantage in the coming few quests. Anyway, I'm going to finish leveling White Mage. I think my White Mage is at, let's have a look, I think it's 57? Nearly 57? Yeah, it's nearly 57. With the same chest piece, of course. So I'm going to finish leveling my White Mage, and then I'll get straight on Astrologian, so yeah, it probably won't be too long before we start seeing more Astro videos cropping up, and we work out what is in store for Lady Lviva and our good bad friend Jeanne Equinard de Durandare. So until then, thank you all for watching, and take care.